Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is JD Mani, and today I'm showing you guys how to do I don't know what I should call these. I guess they're kind of like a mixture of, I guess it would be called goddess braids, but they're like boho goddess braids for a TWA. So as you guys know, I just been chopped. Yeah, so I've been wearing my hair short and curly, but I kind of wanted something different. I didn't want to have to keep doing it every day, because if you don't know, like with short hair you have to do it pretty much every other day or every 3 days, just because like it's so short, it gets so frizzy so fast. So I tried to do braids, and like when I tell y'all, this was the hardest style ever. Like it was so hard, and it wasn't hard because like the technique, like it's a braid, you know, with curly ends, like that's nothing. No, it was hard because I overestimated how long my hair was. Like I thought, oh, like it's growing, you know, I got inches. No, I actually don't. It's actually really short, and it's actually really hard to like, not, the hardest part wasn't gripping it, it was like tucking the ends, especially like right here and in the back where my hair is thicker. Like the ends just like would not tuck. So that's why I decided to do the goddess look, because like the curly strands like this kind of covers up like my mistakes in the back, if that makes sense. So this hairstyle is a go-to hairstyle. It took me about 7 hours. I took a lot of breaks. Like I started, we went to pluckers, then I started again, and I finished it this morning. Well, last night, this morning. So yeah, this is pretty much it. I used 2 packs of the curly hair, and I used 1B and 4 only because I had 1B and my sister had a pack of 4, so I just kind of mix them together. And then I used a pre-stretched expressions hair. You can use regular hair and stretch it yourself if you need to know how to do that. I did that in one of my other videos. I just didn't I didn't feel like stretching it, so I just kind of paid what, an extra $1, $2 just to get the pre-stretched. Works just the same. So for this hairstyle, you kind of want to get creative and be kind of customize it to how you want it to look. There's no right or wrong with this hairstyle. Like it's so messy, you can pretty much do whatever you want with it. I just kind of interchanged between like 3 different braids. So I did braids that were like braided all like straight all the way down with the curly end. I did braids that were like this. You braid it and then you leave some of the hair out like that, and then have the curly end. And then I also did some braids with straight ends where I didn't add any curly hair in. I don't know if I could find one for you, but. And then I added this in this morning. It's just some string, only because I added it in because it looks cool, 1, and 2, like this part of my hair like was so hard to tuck that I had one braid where like my hair was literally sticking out. Like you could see like where it was sticking out. So I just wrapped it, and so now you can't see. It was like right here, you can't see it. So yeah, please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, what styles you would like me to try next. One of my other videos just reached 1 million views. Hey, so let's get this one to 1 million too, you know. Please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye. So I'm gonna show you guys the process of getting your hair ready for braids. So I'm gonna start off with some old hair. This is like 2-3 day old hair. Look at that, pretty long, right? And so you want to first clarify your hair with a shampoo, and then you want to deep condition with a protein or a moisture treatment. The thing that I did was I wet my hair, wet it up, then you want to apply the shampoo, get it nice and clean, and then directly after the shampoo is when you apply the deep conditioner. And today I'm using a protein treatment just to kind of give my hair some strength for these braids, but you can use pretty much whatever your hair needs. Then you want to detangle, and I just use a regular Denman brush. You can use your fingers or a wide tooth comb. And then right after I detangle, I put a cap of some sort over my hair, and then I put a beanie over the cap to kind of seal in the heat, because I don't really have a dryer to sit under, and I don't really feel like sitting under a dryer, so I just put a beanie on there so it can keep my head nice and warm while it's deep conditioning. So this is about 2 hours later, and my hair is all deep conditioned, and so I'm just gonna show you guys what it looks like, and then I'm gonna rinse it out with some cool water right after this. Alright, so this is rinsed out with cool water, and now we are going to begin applying products that will keep my hair moisturized and just healthy underneath the braids. So the first thing I'm going to put in is the Cream of Nature Detangling Leave-In. This is like one of my favorite products. So I just put like that much on my hand and then spread that throughout your hair. And you can pretty much use any leave-in. Just make sure that it's really moisturizing and thick. Next, I'm going to be using an oil. So I use the Wild Growth Hair Oil. And I want to make sure that I kind of focus on my roots, but also on the rest of my hair. But make sure you really massage that in. And then lastly, a Jamaican Black Castor Oil. So I just put this on top as kind of like a sealant to keep everything together and just to add a little bit more of a moisture barrier on my hair. And that's pretty much it. So next we're going to start braiding. I'm going to be using some setting lotion, some clips, a rat tail comb, some Murray's pomade, and then some scissors. And then I'm also going to be using 2 packs of the crochet braid, and then 2 packs of Expressions regular, and then my rock, of course. So you want to take the curly hair and then you want to portion that out. So usually I do this before I start braiding because it kind of, I don't know, I don't like braiding and then taking breaks to portion each piece off. So I just like doing that at first. So do the curly hair and then do the braiding hair. And as you'll notice, my pieces right here are kind of small. That's because I thought I wanted my braids smaller. But towards the middle of my head, I actually started making my pieces bigger. So just make the portions depending on how big you want your braids. So this is the hardest part to me, was braiding the back of my hair. Well, it's hard because you have to part it. It's hard because you can't see. It's hard because you have to put your hands in weird positions that aren't uncomfortable to get the braid in. Yeah, so just really take your time and just be gentle with yourself. So this is how I braid the back of my hair. It's a really bad angle for you guys to see, so I'm only going to show you guys me braiding one braid, and then I'm just going to fast forward to the rest of my head. So just try to find a position for your hands that is comfortable enough to where you can braid, but just know it's not going to be all peachy creamy. Does that make sense? Like, it's not going to be easy. Like, this is pretty much the hardest part. And the back of for some reason, the back of my hair did not tuck like the front of my hair. So a few hours later, I am halfway through my head, and see, as you can see, the pieces are a lot bigger here. So I'm just reportioning out because I ran out of pieces. And then I'm going to start doing the front. So I'll first like to make my part where my hair is going to be parted at. So it's going to be like right there, and I like to swoop it to the side. So make that part at first. And then, yeah, clips are going to be your best friend just because your hair is so short. You can't use rubber bands. So just make sure that you keep everything separated so that it's easier for you. And if your hair gets dry, you can add some more leave-in or oil or whatever you'd like to add. So this section I'm going to separate into 3 rows. And then each row I put 2 or 3 braids. So you first want to separate the hair into 3 pieces. And then you take the added hair and you want to separate that into 1/3 and 2/3. 1/3, 2/3, wrap around each other like that. Put your fingers in there. And I'll slow it down in the next braids, but this is just how I braid. So you add that to the middle piece and just do a regular box braid. I also did another video on box braids. So if this video is going too fast, you can also refer back to that video. But this is pretty much how you start every type of box braid with the 3-strand method. But the difference is once you get to the end of your hair, or not, if your hair is longer than mine, that's when you add in the curly piece. And you add it in as if it was like a knotless braid add-in, like a feed-in. And then this is the part where you can either decide to leave a strand of the curly hair out and then continue braiding, or you can just continue braiding to the end. So you can leave it out like that. Oh wait, I didn't leave it out. Okay, never mind. And you can clip it up to your braid, or you can just try to put it on your shoulder or something, but you just leave it out, but then keep braiding. And that's how you get the goddess look. Okay, so this is one of the last few braids on this side. And you want to put some pomade on the hair. And I'm using pomade instead of edge control because the pomade is so much thicker, and I think my hair is just really needed it, especially on the ends. So make sure that you really saturate the ends with that, and it makes it like very smooth and kind of a little bit sticky. And that was easier for me to braid than just regular pomade. So you have it and you break it into 1/3 and 2/3. Then you take the 1/3 and put it over the middle, right? So that's how it looks. Then you take your middle finger and your thumb, wrap it around it. Then you want to attach your middle finger and your thumb is going to grab onto the middle piece, and then you want to attach both sides to their pieces of hair that's on their side. Does that make sense? Yeah, you can rewind that if you need to. But this is how, and then you just start doing a regular braid. And then the trick that I developed to help me tuck my ends better is I noticed I can tuck them better when I flip it. So this is a flip right here. And then I start to braid up instead of down. And that helps me, for some reason, that really helped me tuck my ends better. So you'll notice, like in the back of my hair, the braids aren't as neat just because like I wasn't doing the tuck. But in the front, like they're so neat. You can't even see where my hair is sticking out. Like, I don't know. But yeah, so the tuck really helped me. And this is how you feed in that curly hair. Just feed that in. And then just continue braiding. And once you get to the end of your hair, you can add some more pomade and just try to keep the braid as tight and neat as possible. But like I said, this is supposed to be a messy look. So if it doesn't look, you know, perfect, that's okay. Like, it's not supposed to look super perfect. It's supposed to look kind of goddessy and boho-y, and, you know, does that make sense? Like, it doesn't have to look like it's 100%. Every braid is just perfectly braided. It doesn't have to look like that. And you just want to keep braiding all the way to the end. And I just start to share hair as I get to the end, and that's pretty much how I kept all the ends together. And then for the next braid, I'm going to show you one more time in slow-mo how to do the braid. So middle finger and thumb, attach it to the middle piece, holding it really tight. Then you want to attach one side to one piece of hair, and then the other side to the other piece of hair. Put your finger underneath, other finger underneath, grab, hold it tight, keep braiding. And if you notice, each piece of hair has their own strand. And just continue to keep braiding. There you go. That's the flip right there, and that's when I start braiding up instead of down. And this is what really helps me help me tuck my ends better. Then you want to add in the curly hair. So this is a curly hair, and sometimes I add it by like making the curly hair longer by just pulling on it on one side to where one side's longer than the other one, so that you make sure that it sticks out of the end. Otherwise, sometimes they're a little short. And then you continue to braid that in. And once you get to the end of your hair, then you want to add some more pomade just to make sure that it still looks neat. And that is pretty much it, guys. After this, I finished my hair and I'll show you guys how to put some accessories in it. But the technique is pretty easy. Yeah, it's pretty easy if you get the right hair and you just braid it like a normal box braid. It's a pretty easy style. And so you can just braid it, just put it out of the way, and then continue braiding. And you can also clip it on your braid if you want to. You can just add another clip in there to keep it out of the way. Alright, and then my hair is completely done. I actually stayed up until like 5:30 a.m. Like, it was crazy. When I lay down, like, the sun is literally coming up. So you want to trim your ends. So how you trim them is you cut them in a diagonal direction, and you can just trim them to your liking. I like mine to kind of have like a layered look, so just cut them down. You can cut them across, however you want to cut them. Then you want to take some really, really hot water. And I've heard people say that they don't dip theirs, but I do dip mine. You can kind of do a tester to make sure that the hair that you got isn't going to be like ruined, but I dipped both my curly pieces and my braiding hair. I didn't dip the curly pieces that I left out of the top, but I do dip my ends, and that really helps seal them, and it just makes it look more nice and neat and not so poofy. It kind of relaxes the curls a little bit. So just put that in the really hot water. Be careful not to burn yourself. I'm really struggling right here. And then use some type of towel. I'm using a t-shirt that I dried my hair off with earlier to get the water off. I don't know why my face is making this facial expression. It was really late at night. Like so late. Really in the morning. Next, you want to put some foaming lotion all throughout your hair. So this kind of gives it more of a professional look and kind of seals in everything and just makes everything look a lot neater. So just apply this all throughout your hair, on your roots, on your ends, especially on your ends by the curly pieces. And right after that, you want to just put it on a scarf to make sure that everything at the roots stay nice and tight and it will dry flat. So if there's any like flyaways that you missed, they will dry like flat just because of that foaming lotion in your scarf. And then right after the scarf, you want to make sure that you put a bonnet or something over your ends, unless you have like a silk pillow or something. Okay, this is later on that day, actually the same day, because 6 a.m. I woke up around like 1 or 2. Well, actually I woke up at like 12 or something. It was weird. So this is pretty much what they look like, and then I'm going to add an accessory just to kind of cover up some of my mistakes. So you see that piece right there? The hair is really sticking up, and so we don't like that. So I decided I wanted to kind of do like a dread looking braid, just like one. So I took some thread that I had, and I put that through the root of my hair with a crochet needle, and then I just started to wrap that around the whole braid, and that really just made it not even look like it had hair sticking out. And you want to wrap that all the way down, and then I also added in another color to just kind of fill in some of the spots and just make it look kind of cooler. So, and then double knot that at the end, and make sure you just cut off the excess thread. And that is pretty much this style. You just can kind of play around with it how you may, however you like it. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the style. Please like and subscribe, as I already said. And let me know what you guys' obstacles were. It's actually really hard to braid short, especially short natural hair. So, yeah, just kind of be open-minded. Be open to whatever your hairstyle wants to be. Don't be too hard on yourself, you know. It's not going to be perfect, but that's the benefit of having goddess braids. Like the curly ends, the curly pieces, it just makes it look more fun. It's just more easy for people who don't braid like perfect braids, right? So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye.